Hi, it's Kari Matthews of Prairie Quilting. Today we are working on my Autumn Blessings quilt. It's a block of the month. The pattern is available through my website, prairiequilting.com. The fabric I used is Autumn Breeze by Nancy Halverson for Benertex. All right, for month 2, we're going to be making this maple leaf block. And for the maple leaf block, we're going to be making a whole bunch of half square triangles and also units with a template. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, for our maple leaf block, we've got 4 beautiful colors here. Okay, so we have this really dark orange, this really pretty light orange, a green, and a plum color. Okay, so I'm going to match 2 of each of those squares up with the background color, that cream square. Okay, right sides together for all of those. I love all this pretty fall colors and patterns. They're so fun. Fall is my favorite season. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. What we're doing is we're making half square triangle units. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my diagonal line on the wrong side of this fabric. Okay, and we will do that for 2 of each of the leaf colors. Okay, and here's that pretty green. And then that nice light kind of orange color. Okay, let's go ahead and sew. All right, now we're going to go ahead and turn that around and come back down the other side. Okay, so now we're going to trim these apart. We're going to trim on the line. So we'll end up with 4 of each color for each block. Okay, for pressing all of these sections, we're going to go ahead and press toward the color. Okay, and this is half the fun here, is pulling back this color and going, oh, I love that fabric. So what we're doing is we're making a maple leaf of each of these colors. Okay, we're going to go ahead and clip off our dog ears because there is a lot in this block. So I would definitely recommend doing this. Okay, our next units that we're working on are the stems. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We have half square triangles. We're going to match those up with these little templates. Okay, and I have, I don't know if you can see, I have dog ears hanging out the same width on both sides. Okay, so we have 1 leaf for each of these colors. And we're going to go ahead, just work on them all at the same time here. And there's that pretty plum. All right, so I have it here. And if you can see where that V is, that's where my seam is going to go. Okay, so it kind of gives me a little guide there. And then I'll come out where this other V is down here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do this on the other side. So we have half of that stem sewn on. We're going to put that, center it again on the half square triangle. Okay, we'll clip these after we press them. Pressed stem. Okay, here we go again. We're going in at that V and coming out at this one down here again. press these, I'm gonna just press out away from that stem, okay? Kind of pulling it apart with my fingers there. Keep them away from the heat. And there we go. That's what I'd recommend, is pull them apart and then drop it. Now let's clip all of these dog ears here. Okay, I've laid this leaf out like for a template. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna connect all the colors. So I'm gonna connect these two pieces first, okay? And line my purples up like that too, okay? And we'll go ahead and get these all ready. And then my orange, okay? Those two go together. All right, and now I can take my greens. Okay, so now we're gonna do the next row, okay? And I'm gonna get rid of as many of these half square triangles as I can. So I'm gonna just sew this to that, okay? And I'm gonna take my orange here, okay? And let's line it up the same way that that one is. Okay. And then the dark orange, okay? So I'm just kind of using this as a guide so that they're all, because they're all the same construction, okay? And then we'll do the same thing here. So this is the same as that again. So we'll get another one of our light orange. Okay, line those up. And then this way we can do as many as at one time as possible. And our dark orange here. Okay, let's go ahead and sew those. All right. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and lay these out here with our pieces. Okay, so we're going to connect up the third block. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to sew with that on the top. Okay, yeah, these blocks here, and we're going to sew those, the ones that have the two little notches, the two half square triangles together. Those ones will go with the cream. Here's this one. All right. And then we have these two. This will just go to the square. Okay. That one goes with that orange. And we have a plum. Okay. All right. And then this last block gets matched up with the stem, okay? And the stem is going the same slant as this half square triangle, okay? So we'll go ahead and match those up. And sometimes it just helps to lay it out and see it. Okay, let's connect those blocks. Okay, here we go. Right, for pressing, we're gonna go ahead and I've laid this green leaf out again here. So we're gonna go ahead and press toward this cream square. Okay, so I'm just gonna use that as a guide, pressing toward the cream square, okay, because there's less bulk going that direction. Okay, and for this second row, we're gonna go toward these just solid squares, okay? That's a nice away from that bulk, and it's opposite direction. Okay, and then this last row, for construction's sake, it needs to go this way. Okay, so we're gonna go away from this piece, which is probably the best because that has the most bulk and seams in it. Okay, all right, so away from the stem on that. Okay, let's go ahead and do the green now. Okay, so now we have our leaf rows. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pin 2 rows together. We'll start with the top 2, okay? And I'm nesting those seams because that's how we planned it. Okay, so now I'll do our plum color. Okay, let's go ahead and sew those together. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have the last row to connect. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead again and I'm gonna sew with this side on top, I believe. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and nest our seams. There we go. All right, let's sew those seams. And after this, we are going to have our leaf sections done. All right, so for this, we are going to go ahead and go toward the top on this for construction purposes. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead, go toward the top that has the cream square on it. Okay, that's what I'm going to call the top. Away from the stem. And now it's basically a 4 patch. Okay, so they go like this. Let's sew these 2 together. And actually, you know what? We're gonna have to turn them against each other here. These I just flipped it. Okay. Okay, and then these I'm flipping these side ones as well. Let's go ahead and sew. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and on the orange, I'm just gonna go toward that darker orange, okay? And for the this row, I'm gonna go toward the plum, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and nest our seams for the last seam of this block, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and nest that center seam. And these ones as well. We press these, so hopefully they all will nest. If not, we'll force the nest here. All right, let's sew that last seam. All right. Okay, and to press this, doesn't really matter which direction you pick. Because there's going to be sashing strips between all of these. And there is our leaf block. All right, our blocks are finished. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you soon for another project. Take care.